So what's good, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Y'all know what it is. I'm gonna turn this a little bit. This live, I'm just doing it for the spur of the moment. It's like halftime, and I ain't really watching the game. So instead of doing videos right now, I'm gonna just go live. So this one's entitled, you don't have to do, you don't have to be or say toxic. And that's interesting to me because at the end of the day, if people are toxic, and if you are toxic, you know, you don't have to be that way. And you don't have to save people who are that way. You don't have to be around people who are that way. And I find it interesting because I'm not gonna act like I haven't had my moments in time where I was a toxic person and I was doing things that wasn't right. But just like people didn't have to be around me when I was acting like that, you don't have to be around people that are acting like that. Getting attacked before I can smoke. The reason I say that is because we do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And it's hilarious to me because, a lot of things are toxic in society. So let's talk about it. Like first and foremost, uh, first and foremost, you don't have to. Thanks, Lord. You don't have to eat the toxic foods that you eat. I mean, wholeheartedly, you don't have to. You don't have to eat junk food all the time. But if we choose to do it, you choose to do it, right? So, what's going on, lovely lady? We ain't starting them shenanigans today. You understand me? So you don't have to be a person who eats bad all the time. You don't. I mean, you can have your cheat days, the days where you do stuff like that, but you don't have to be toxic all the time. You don't have to eat bad all the time. You really don't. And when you eat bad, you wind up having all these ailments and not just ailments, but you wind up with all these problems, these health problems. And what winds up going on is you want other people to help you. You want people to come by. You better stop drinking. You want people to come by and help you and teach you how to eat. Mahogany, what's going on, sugar? Teach you how to eat, teach you a good diet, teach you how to take care of yourself, teach you to drink water again, you know, you don't have to be that person. But a lot of us choose to be that person. A lot of us choose, I like burgers. I like fried chicken, you know. I like fast food. I don't like cooking. Uh, Healthy food is too expensive, which is nonsense because I go to the grocery store all the time. And healthy food is not expensive unless you're buying fish. If you're buying fruits and vegetables, that's not expensive. You're just choosing not to. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. You know, I'm trying, Reese. I'm trying. So part of the issue is this. You know, you don't have to be the person that eats bad. This is like a cheat day for me, technically. But I don't eat rough all the time. I really don't. Um, when I sit here and drink, this is lemon iced tea and lemonade. I made the lemonade myself. But you don't have to do that. And you don't have to be around people who eat like that. Because it'll start. It's not true you have your portion. Yeah. What's up, Jay Shine? How you been, man? So you don't have to be that dude. You don't have to be that. You know, when people want you to, teach me how to do this. Why don't you cook? I said, I used to cook, and I still cook a lot, but I dumb down the seasoning so I don't eat seconds, thirds, and fourths. I purposely dumb down the seasoning so I won't be eating as much. So you don't have to be that person who, I got to eat like a man. I got to eat a 20-ounce steak. You're going to wind up being bloated like that. You're going to wind up, you know, getting a beer belly like that. You are what you eat, remember? So you don't have to be that person. And people don't have to be around you when you're toxic as far as what you put into your body. People don't have to be around that. They don't. If you think people need to be around you, just like, don't get me wrong. I'm Southern, I grew up in the South. I was born in the South, rather. I live in the South. There's only so much soul food I'm going to eat. Because I don't like that feeling of being tired and sleepy. I don't. And I think a lot of people, you know, and the reason why I bring up food is because you don't have to be around toxic people. Nah, I'm really not trying to do it, to be perfectly honest, Bo. I just got one left, so I'm like, fuck it. I got a lighter right here. I'm like, yeah. But you do make a point. I should light it a little better. This is why I don't like quote unquote church people, because church people eat too much. When they was doing that real research about church people and their diet and being unhealthy, I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't fuck with y'all. Work on that portion control, fam. Work on that. You know what I'm saying? Really do that. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, Simone. But you wind up praising God so much, but gluttony is a sin. Gluttony is one of the 7 deadly sins. But what's up, Mr. Marcus? But we wind up thinking gluttony is okay. This is one of the most obese countries in the world, but we Christian. We believe in God. You don't have to be that toxic. You don't have to be that, and you don't have to be around that. What's going on, honey? Like, you don't have to be around that. You know, because a lot of times what winds up happening is, and that's what I find to be true, when you're around people who are toxic with the way they eat, they're gonna bring you around a lot of overweight people who are sick, and all those overweight people gonna want you to be around, and they're gonna want to feed you, and they're gonna want you to keep coming. But guess what? They're gonna want you to be overweight with them. You came there healthy. Darren, what's popping? We here, baby. They gonna be, they want you to be overweight with you. BMT, what's up with you, man? Josiah, how you feeling, man? So you don't have to be that. You don't. You can come and go as you please. You can come and go as you please. I feel you. I had to cut people out of my life too. Goshen, what's going on? Exactly. And I'm gonna talk about all these things because I got a little time today. It's a day off. Football playing in the house, so it is what it is. Sunday brunch. There when you go to the Win got a good Sunday brunch, fam. I don't know if you went to that one. I wound up going on Easter. It was packed like a mother. That was a bad idea, but it was actually a good place to be. Um, Now, the other thing about this is you don't have to be toxic, and you don't have to be around. I mean, be around toxic people is with entertainment. You know, I didn't realize when I was younger how much entertainment can set the mood, can set the vibe, right? Oh, okay, okay, I got you. Uh, what's up, Jason? And I like watching a lot of action movies, animations, and a lot of comedies. But and the same thing with listening to music. Listening to all that hardcore gangster stuff, that doesn't set a good vibe. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Rizzo? What's up? It don't set a good vibe. And I remember when I was younger, we used to listen to Too Short and whatnot. King Vicious, what's up? We used to listen to Too Short, and we used to turn the radio down every time he cussed, because we didn't want my grandmother hearing that stuff. My older cousin would do that a lot. What's up, True Light? My older cousin would do that a lot. And as I got older, we used to, oh man, I'm trying to listen to all old folks music. It ain't new. It ain't what it is. And I didn't realize they didn't like the music because it was too negative. Third Degree was popping. It was too negative. And when you take on negative stuff, I'm actually waiting for that too, fam. Bloopity blop. I'm waiting for that too. I was actually gonna go see Gemini Man today, but since I'm off tomorrow, I'm gonna go check it out as a matinee. I haven't seen Joker. I'm still contemplating if I'm gonna do that or not. Nothing, man. Cold TV, just talking about this little topic about you don't have to be toxic to be around toxic people. What winds up happening is people always talk about media influencing people, and it's interesting to me because what influence you is I got a fire stick. I got a fire stick. Certain things I like to Simone, yes, yeah. I mean, I did when I was younger. I did. That's why I got a list right here, so I don't just go all over the place all the time. But I read the chat or whatever. Um, One of the interesting things about the entertainment is what you listen to and what you watch. But you somehow become influenced by it, right? And it changes your mindset and ideology. You might wind up being toxic because everything you're listening to, everything you're watching, everything you're reading isn't positive. Or your interpretation of it isn't positive because you're not positive. So every time somebody comes around you, you have a soundtrack of negativity. And people don't want to be around a person uh, who's always in a negative aura, always in a negative space. You come to their home, it's negative feng shui. You get what I'm saying? It don't make sense. And for me, it's interesting because people choose to be that way. I didn't realize how much, even in a house, how much color meant. Like I never painted the walls of my house since I've been here. And that's 13 years ago. I don't know, but if you have a lot of dark colors, you might have a dark vibe. Man, somebody's hitting me up. Hold up. Okay. So one of the things about that is you got a lot of crazy colors. You got a lot of you don't have a vibrant home. You're not gonna have vibrant feng shui. It's not gonna be a happy place to be. And you got to set the mood for your house. I had a video about setting the mood. Yeah, I feel you. And I still like 50. I like 50 more now because he cracks more jokes. I always thought he was intelligent, but now he seems more fun spirit. I actually met him, took a picture with him not too long ago, buying the champagne. You know, and the thing about it is, when you entertain yourself with all that bullshit, you gonna wind up, you really gonna wind up fucking up. I'll be honest with you, because every entertainment faction has its own culture, and I remember having a homegirl who used to be into all these negative horror books and the street books about she fell in love with a drug dealer, blah 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 blah, and guess what? Her life kept going yeah because her entertainment was making her toxic, and I wasn't gonna be around that shit. And that's the thing. You don't have to go. You don't have to be around those people. And the reason I talk about that is because of this next part. You don't have when you have because people we want to blame it on other things. So I'm setting it up so using entertainment and food as your blame game, right? And part of this culture is character. You can have a toxic character and that be looked at as a good thing. We look at it as the part of the alpha male trope has negative characteristics. Part of this independent woman has negative characteristics. You know what, Derwin? I actually Cuba Cuba's my favorite acid. I don't like the blondie like that. Garcelle, what's going on? Cuba Cuba's my favorite. Like, that's the one for me. This one, uh, Padron. I know it doesn't focus, but um, now character, you can have a bad character. No, it's with a D. Padron with a D. Padron. So one of the things about it is this. What's going on, Pretty Nikki? Pretty Nikki with the comment. But when you have a toxic character, you think lying is okay. You think manipulating is okay. So what's going on? You know, you think lying is okay. You think manipulating is okay. Wow, that's terrible, lovely lady. Uh, you think using people is okay. What's up, Keep It Techie? What's poppin'? And because that's toxic. But if you can get ahead by being toxic, it's supposed to be cool. You know what I'm saying? But nobody has to be around a liar. Nobody has to be around a manipulator. Nobody has to be around a user. You know what I'm saying? You don't. And this is part of the problem. That people somehow believe that, yeah, catfishing to, having bad character. You don't have to be that. You know. And I hate when I hear people doing suspect things. I have to be this way because of this, that, and the third. No, you chose to be that way. Like sometimes you're gonna have to make hard decisions that are character decisions in life. You might be able to get ahead doing something that is unbecoming, or you might have to take a loss by doing the right thing. You know, if you want a quick fix and get ahead by doing something unbecoming, then that's your character. And people don't have to be around you because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be around a person who's like, the only reason I'm doing that is because it is. Because let's be honest about that. When a person always makes excuses for that bad behavior, Black Wolf, man, thank you, fam. Thank you. You know, when a person makes excuses for their bad character, let's be honest and say, in my opinion, no matter what they get out of it, they're still going to be negative. They're still going to be toxic. I only did this for the money. So when you get the money, you're going to stop being like that? No, you're going to continue being like that. You're going to continue being like that. Because now you're going to think, you got rewarded for being that. And then you wonder why people don't want to be around you. Because now you thinking, being a habitual line stepper is okay. It's part of your winning formula in life. So, people who you might feel like DC was popping, man. People who you might feel like are that you might have love and respect and admiration for. If they're good people with good character, they're not gonna be around you because they don't have to be around you because you're toxic. You know, you don't have to be that person, and you don't have to save that person. You know what I mean? And that becomes an issue. Yeah, social media does it a lot. I mean, but I really can't say. And here's a weird part about what I'm gonna say, pretty Nikki. T Miles, what's happening? What's up, KD man? How you doing, dog? How you doing? Um, yeah. It's like 80 degrees maybe out here, fam. Uh, what's up? He's on the way. Do you think people use temper as an excuse for intentionally hostile? Yeah. Because I was about to get into part of that right now. Because one of the things, you know, you don't get to choose your family, but you get to choose your friends. But and your family don't get to choose you. So people are, if your family, people will give you a little bit more leeway if you're toxic. You know, they will because they probably seen you at a better space. They probably think your circumstances is making you act a certain way. But after a certain point, they're gonna be like, "Come on now, that's enough." But and you don't have to be, and they don't have to be around you. So when your family is like that, um, oh, I'm sorry. What I was gonna say about social media before I went off to the family part is you choose to put yourself out in social media in a particular way. Like a lot of people don't want to take into consideration that it's really a snapshot of who you are. You can say you're doing it for attention, for views, for fame, for money, but if you really don't want to be seen a certain way, you don't have to put yourself out there a certain way. Like social media has it so there's you can see how you're gonna look in the end, and we treat social media as if we don't see you pimping yourself out for attention, and then Kevin Green, man, thanks, fam. People pimping themselves out for attention, and then they crash, and don't nobody hear them no more, and all they got is a whole digital footprint out in the world of acting a fool. See, nobody made people do that. Nobody made people do that. They did that part on their own. But that's part of the what I'm getting at about the family and the friends thing. You know, when you got family, that's just how they act. That's just how they are. And that might sound weird, but I don't rock with some of my family because of that ideology. They act like that. That's just how they act. You know that they are overly aggressive. You know that they're overly assertive. You know that's their demeanor. And my problem with that is this. My family knows I got an overly aggressive demeanor if you take it there. But if I act like that, you can't do that. You're so wrong for that. You know better. They know better too. So I don't have to be around toxic people, and I don't have to put up with their toxic nonsense. So if I choose to leave, uh, then we're gonna have an issue. Like I'm gonna tell you, like I had some of those family members. There was a time where I just didn't like people calling me nigga. I didn't care who it was. Listen to the music. You get to a certain age, I'm like, man, don't call me that. And I had older family members. You don't want to be called nigga. You're a nigga, ain't you? I'm like, I'm gonna slap the shit out you. But I'm your elder. I'm gonna slap the shit out you. I just told you not to do something that was disrespectful, and you decided you was gonna do it anyways. I'm not a child no more. Like, can't nobody save you from me getting on your ass now. I don't. I'm not. I'm not living in somebody's house and abiding by somebody's rules. This is my boundaries of respect. And then, over time, same thing with the friends you have. You choose. Friends you choose, they'll go through ups and downs of life. We all do. And people feel like when people down, family and friends always, and people in general have this ideology that people want to be with you when you're up, but nobody's with you when you're down. And to a degree, that's very true. But also, people don't. Some people like being toxic, and they want to. And how can I say this? And they want you to accept it. They want you to coddle them being toxic. They want you to coddle being around them. And saying it's okay. Teddy Ruxpin molested you as a child, so this is why you act like that. I know you don't like teddy bears and you don't like nothing fluffy. You don't like throw pillows. You know what I'm saying? Not throw pillows. What is it? The throw, not throw. Not the pillow, but the damn covers. Because all this bullshit. It's all bullshit. But you don't have to be that person, and you don't have to be around that person because sometimes, truth be told, there's nothing good from being toxic, and there's nothing good about being around toxic people. You're not gonna get nothing out of that. So like, what's poppin', man? Anime. I'm sorry, Justin. My bad. OW. Yeah. There's nothing good about that. It doesn't happen. You know, people act like and this is part of the thing I'm about to say now. People act like you have to be around a toxic lifestyle. You don't have to create a toxic lifestyle for yourself. And nobody has to be around a toxic lifestyle or save you from a toxic lifestyle. As an adult. Now, there were some toxic situations that I was in as a child. You know, and as I became an adult, those are things you create. Now I can be in a toxic environment. I can say that, but I'm not gonna be there forever. I got a car. I drove here on my own. I can leave on my own whenever I feel like it. You know what I'm saying? But see, people act like you gotta have this toxic lifestyle. No, no. People who like drama and conflict and all that, you don't really have to be around those people because every time I'm around people now that are always into stuff, they're not separating themselves from the shenanigans. They're keeping the same circle that keeps them in the shenanigans. They're not backing out of the circle like, you know what? Look, I like y'all, but you always in something. You dragging me into it. I don't want to be around you that much no more. You know what I'm saying? People don't protect their peace no more. I feel you. I feel you. You got to separate yourself from people. You do. Yeah, I mean, and even Mr. Imperfection, I've been around people who've had experiences like that, and I'm not gonna lie, like it's gonna change them, but I can't say this. Some people use their experiences not necessarily as a crutch, but as an excuse to act a fool. You might have got touched or beat or had bad parents, you know, and by the time you was 18, 19, 20, you was out on your own or whatever. But, people in their 30s and 40s still acting a fool, blaming it on that. Now, you may have trust issues as an adult. I can see that. But you out here creating conflict and drama because of what happened to you as a child? No, I can't see that. Can't see that. And that's the thing, like, you don't gotta be around a toxic lifestyle. See, people like toxic lifestyles because they're entertaining. You want to go slumming. You want to go slumming all the time because it's fun. Exactly, folk when I see people who you know have to go to a negative experience. In my opinion, I'm like, you ain't really been around negative experiences. It's just like people who say we all grew up a lot of us grew up in the hood, but everybody didn't grow up in a violent hood. Being a hood is technically just slang for a black neighborhood. But that doesn't mean you grew up in a violent area. You might have grew up in a poor area. You might have grew up in a working class area. But that doesn't necessarily mean you grew up in a violent area. And when I see people gravitating to toxic behavior, some people that's actually all they know because that's actually what they grew up in. But other people didn't grow up in that, and they could go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Oh, this is fun. Okay, it's fun because you can leave. You don't stay there. You know. I feel you. There is no excuse. It's fun because you can leave. You ain't got to stay there. So that's that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I feel that. Topaz, what's going on? You know, but you know what? I'll say this, Simone. Everybody can't afford therapy. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Well, look, I'm never lying any damn way. I hate when I say that. Uh, when I was in high school, I gravitated to psychology. That's why I wanted to major in it because it was either science or psychology. And because of the neighborhood I was in and the situations that I was dealing with, I wanted to work on getting better. So I couldn't afford therapy because I was a kid. So using psychology as a subject, I was using that actually as a way to be my own therapist and figure out what's going on. You know, saying everybody can't afford a therapist, and everybody can't afford, and I wound up being Even as a younger kid, a lot of times, the person that some of my friends would talk to about their situations. That's why you did it too. I feel you. I get you. Probably should have chose science, but whatever, you know. But I didn't think about it at the time. Nobody. I had no. Yeah, yeah. I mean, therapy can be offered to low income families, but you got to understand something. Low income families don't necessarily have the knowledge of therapy, or they can't get by the stigmatism of going to therapy. You know, you don't want to tell people your problems or whatever. Only one thank you, man. We chilling now. You from London? Here we online chilling, fam. Don't even sweat it. I can't break out my Cheez-Its. They just sitting right there though. You know, that's what it helped me do to anime. Now the other thing about that is, this ties into having relationships with these lifestyles. You don't have to be in toxic relationships. You don't have to be, and you don't have to, save a person that you're in a relationship with who's toxic. Because a lot of times people want you to fight for them, fight for them. Let me say something. If you want peace, you got to fight for your own peace. You can't be around somebody who has peace and you want them to fight for your peace. It's one thing for them to fit. Brizzo, thank you, fam. Titan, what's going on? It's one thing for a person to want you to help them. It's another thing for somebody to want you to save them. You know, that's a problem. Well, here's the thing, just in case. I think one of the worst things about therapy and the idea is, sometimes it does have this stigma of you might not get solutions, and I think that's also rooted in us as people because think about it. If you go to a doctor, that's a form of therapy for your body, and a lot of us don't want to listen to our doctor. You need to do this, do that. Whatever, doc. I'm gonna be just fine. I came here because I'm sick, but I know you told me I need to do these things to better myself, but I don't feel like doing that. That's how we get down, and unfortunately, that's part of the issue. Because therapists need therapy because they take on too many people's problems. You know, Young Geezer, what's popping, man? Bucket, what's going on? But it's the same thing with relationships too, man. Like when you have these relationships, people want you to be, all invested in them and their toxic behavior. It's like, when you get at a good space in life, you can actually, bring structure, order, sanity, love, peace to other people's lives around you because you're in a good space. But there's gonna come a point where you're gonna get tired and you want to cut people off because it's like, all y'all want to do is rent my peace, lease my peace, but you're not gonna bring anything. You're gonna get a little piece, go out into the world, cut up, act a fool, come back, need some more peace. You know, and I'm gonna start charging you motherfuckers. You want some peace? 99.99. I'm a 99.99 this piece. Yeah, I mean, people do push boundaries, Cheryl. I don't understand that personally. That's why even in relationships, I don't understand that. You know, you want to be in a relationship with somebody that cares about you, but what you really want to do is you want to test them. You want to test them. This is what I mean. That's some toxic shit. Do you want to be with somebody that cares about you, or do you want to fuck with somebody, you know, and you using uh, the guise of a relationship? This person's gonna care about me, so let me fuck with them, and so they don't never go nowhere. This is why people wind up leaving. They get tired of your shit. You know, why did you leave me? Cause you was always playing games. You was always playing games. How badly? Hold up. He's on the way. Hold up. How badly do I think porn is affecting relationships? Actually, I don't really think porn. When I was younger, I think porn made people thirsty, overly thirsty, and overly sexual. But the funny thing about porn is it gives you a false sense of sex. And you watch too much porn, there's no intimacy. And and a lot of people, because I've watched enough porn in my day, a lot of y'all can't tell the difference between when somebody's faking it and when somebody's actually enjoying it. Because people are paid to act like they're enjoying it all the time when they're not. Thus, you know, when you get out to the real world, and you start dating and you start having sex, you're trying to emulate porn stars, and that ain't gonna work. You know, think I'm gonna be in the bedroom like Mr. Marcus with my hat turned backwards, just yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. You know, that's stupid. That's stupid. But we believe that. I would. You know what? Part of that is this too. I used to go out to the clubs when I was in my 20s. The girls used to be dancing and twerking, and they be acting like porn stars. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You can't do that in real life. A lot of these women can't do that in real life. You think most dominatrices are ruining mental health of men by offering them? No, I think that. Here's the thing. No, no, I'm not working in the field. I'm not working in the field. Um, I actually could transfer and work in that field in my occupation. I just didn't. You know, I was going to do something completely different. Um, Wait a minute, because I'm gonna transfer this into the next little section of vices. Um, Toxic people and their vices, because sex can be a vice. Uh, what winds up happening, like I said, I used to go out in my 20s, and people, be dancing, doing all the thing that you not gonna actually do in the bedroom, and people think, this hypersexuality is cool, you know, but it's really not, because it gives you a warped sense of reality and a warped sense of purpose. Because what winds up happening is people use sex as, in some ways, people use sex as therapy. My life is, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm depressed. What will make me feel a whole lot better right now is a good orgasm. What's going on, Miss Right? Oh, you know, oh, tell Nicole I said thank you. Tell Nicole I said thank you. You know, don't try to say, oh, but that's part of the issue. Like, when it's a vice, because now there are a lot of people who the premise of having a vice and being around a person. That's why I say you don't have to be around toxic people. Is their vice is a scapegoat for the problems that they're not trying to fix. So if I'm making bad decisions and I can get access to sex, I keep making bad decisions. I keep getting stressed out by my bad decisions, and then I go have sex. So that's my cycle. I don't know why this keeps going happening over and over again. I'm gonna have some sex. I don't know why this keeps happening. Yeah, you do, because you're working your way up to have sex. Oh man, thank you. And the same thing when it comes to stuff like this. Smoking, drinking. I don't really smoke cigars like that anymore. Actually, I never really did. I kind of got into it as a hobby, so I tried different shit over the years. But the thing about it also is, people smoke. One of my homeboys used to smoke Black and Milds, weed. He tried harder drugs. People who are alcoholics, they bring that they bring that toxicness to your life because they you know I have a they can't do anything but their vice. I remember going out on a date with a young lady, and she said she stopped drinking. Well, she didn't stop drinking, but I made her feel bad, and she had to slow down her drinking. So, so what happened was, I was trying to holler at this woman, and we went out on a few dates, but I didn't know she had a drinking problem. And we went to a Rockets game, and when I she parked, I met her in the parking lot. So when she parked her car, I was walking up to her because I was on the phone seeing where she was at. When she opened her driver's side door, cans of beers fell out. Like, if anybody remember watching Bad Santa, when Billy Bob Thornton would always get drunk before work, and it'd be like bottles and shit falling out of the car. So she had like a 6 pack of Heineken, just do 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 do. And I'm looking at her like, the fuck are you doing? And she said the way I looked at her made her really kind of like, what am I doing? Because she, come to find out, uh, she was nervous about the date, and every time she got nervous, she drank. You know, yeah, yeah. So that was her vice, and then and not thinking, this is how she was, and she had kids, she has kids, but it wound up intervening, spilling over into her parenting too, because she was drinking too much, and but you don't have to be around that, you know, you don't have to save people from that. A motherfucker ain't got to. I don't have to be your alcoholic anonymous sponsor. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to be around that, but it becomes problematic. And I think one of the things I was thinking about, even with that, which is ironic, is like what I was about to say. When people say, everybody drinks, everybody smoke weed, everybody does. No, motherfucker, everybody don't do that shit. Because me and my best friend, the one that died, we used to have that conversation. That's why I was talking about who does the drugs and started doing harder drugs. He told me he did harder drugs after a while. The thing about it, I was like, people usually do drugs and alcohol as a celebratory thing. People who are functional. They don't do that as, oh shit, what up, bro? You just got done work. I went this morning at 8, bro. From 8 to like 11, I was in the gym. And people need to work out more. That actually helps, man. You'll be surprised how you feel when you actually work out more. And I'm down solo, so I'm in the house now, bro. So when 6 o'clock come, me and Solo going live on his channel. We're gonna tear it down. It's gonna be fun. And that's the thing about, but let me get back to the topic. That's the thing about vices. You know, are you in a hot yoga? Oh, I ain't never doing that. Sensitive people to self. I mean, sometimes they're sensitive, and sometimes really they're just childish. Because a lot of times your vices, like I said, that's how you pacify yourself. A vice helps you pacify yourself, helps you escape reality for a time period. You know, I don't have to be, I'm high right now, so I ain't got to deal with life. But the high gonna come down. Yeah, that's right. And I hope the Vikings blow this win, so I ain't got to hear your shit before we go live. Me too, Solo. um, and it pacifies you to the point where when the high come down, now you got to get high again. When the buzz come down, you got to get another buzz. Same thing about alcoholics. I can never understand how to be an alcoholic, and the reason I say that is because anybody who ever got drunk, that shit makes you sick. Like when you really get drunk, you get sick. You know what I'm saying? To the point where you gonna throw up. LC was popping. Dollar washer. You know. Every time I'm in the kitchen, you in the kitchen. Chang, man, I appreciate it, man. Much love to you too. You know, and when you get sick, you throwing up. You looking a goddamn fool. It's not. I've seen some drinkers. They all get sick. They say that and maybe you're right though. All the drinkers I've seen, they all got sick. Man, Dollar Washer, I'm telling you, When if I start doing lives more often, like, and I'm working my way to it. When I start actually get on a routine, I'm gonna do it because I trust you, Simone. Because I had the family members who they might not visibly get sick as far as throwing up, but their body and their organs start shutting down and they start having these reactions. You know what I'm saying? So I seen some people get bad skin. Some people coughing a lot. Some people's wind is shot. You know what I mean? That's the type of thing I'm talking about. Some big, yeah. So yeah. Cool out mahogany. But that vices makes people toxic. You ain't got to be around that. And I remember, okay, one of my coworkers bought me a bottle of vodka from big bottle of Russian vodka. Um, I think it was St. Petersburg or something like that. So I wound up taking it to my homeboy's house to like for the holidays. Like we're gonna sit, clown, drink a little bit. Cause I'm not a big drinker. I got alcohol in the house, but it takes me like so far. I got a bottle of tequila, a bottle of Maker's Mark. I got one of the 50 cent champagne. I bought that as a trophy for my coworkers, and some rum. The rum I got recently, the champagne I got recently, but the other two bottles I done had for a year and I ain't done yet. Now the reason I say that is because it is. His homeboy came over that night. He had a lot of baby mama drama, toxic. This fool, El Rahim, hey man, with that Muslim name, you ain't supposed to be drinking no liquor, brother. uh, but he comes in, pours damn near half of the bottle into the cup, puts a thimble of cranberry juice in there. Oh, this is great. And we both looking at him like, who the fuck told you could just come over here and just crack open a liquor because you got problems? You always got problems. Your problems is the reason why you always get drunk. You always coming around drinking up everybody's shit. Oh man, I got some baby mama drama. Who is that? Oh, is that Ciroc, E&J? Oh, you got some gentleman's jack. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what happened with my baby mama real quick. Let me open this up real quick. Bitch, you just talk. You know, I ain't got no money. She taking all my money. So she taking all your money. So you got to drink up all the alcohol that you ain't paid for. Ain't that a bitch? But that's what that vices thing does because it costs other people. And you don't want to be around people like that. You really don't. As I talked about food earlier, that used to bother the hell out of me when somebody when you can tell somebody overeats, food is their therapy. I used to have like Sunday dinners, like we used to trade off every month. We call it like a soul food Sunday with our friends. Curtis, what's happening? We used to have a soul food Sunday, and when people don't eat a lot or people overeat, they come and they bring all these fucking plates and Tupperware with them. I'm gonna take this to go. I'm not the person to do that with. I'll take your plate out your hand, put that shit back down, take all 17 pounds of the shit that you got off, put a pound on that, so get the fuck out. There's other people in this house that want to eat. You greedy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Cola? Like, I hate that shit. And people, oh, you like a man. Look, I got a big appetite. Yeah, that's because you 372 pounds, but and you only 5'6". Eat like a little boy. Eat like a little girl. God damn it. Now, as far as you know, you don't have to be around toxic people and their toxic ass ideologies. Kareem was popping. You don't have to be around toxic people and their toxic ideologies either. And you don't have to be that person. You know, the reason sometimes I would talk about feminism because when I was in college, that's when I first started seeing that. Because I didn't, in my experience, feminism, it wasn't a high school thing because I graduated in 97 from high school. As we got to college on those campuses, that's when feminist rhetoric kicked up. You have those ideologies in the home where, you know, they tell boys one thing, they tell girls another thing. But when you get around young adults, that's when the shit goes into overdrive because there's always other adults around. If somebody's telling you something crazy, somebody be like, "Come here, take the good part about what they said, throw that bad shit that they said out." But when you're in college, you grown now, so now you can just run whatever you feel like is right. And a lot of times when you're running on what you feel like is right, you just running on feelings, and the shit don't really mean shit. Now, yeah, they did push it hard on the campus, and I went to HBCU, and part of the ideology that's toxic also is this materialism. You ain't nobody unless you got something, unless you wearing this, unless you driving this. You know, that's toxic because now you got people actually believing they're a good person because of the clothes they wear. Hold up, mid media. You breaking out them cheeses, fam? I'm right here with you, player. I'm right here. Don't you test my snack game, player. I had to give up sweets. I just chose to. But I ain't cheeses on deck. Got them wheat thins on deck, tomato and basil. And y'all can't see it, but I got the grill behind me. Let me see, cause I'm gonna actually start grilling some fish. Y'all can see. Yeah, so I'm gonna grill some fish in a few. But that's part of the other issue. Like when you get these ideologies, people don't want to be around your ideologies. Wayman, I ain't had zebra cakes in years, fam. Don't you send me down the path of damnation, neither. Okay? Don't you try to send me down your path of damnation. See, I don't have to be around you toxic people. And I was a toxic person, especially when it came to snacks. I had them girlfriends. I'm trying to lose weight, baby. You want to work out? You want to go jogging? Yeah, baby. Let's do some sit-ups together. Okay, baby. After we get done, I go to the grocery store, buy a whole damn cheesecake and some Oreos. You hungry, baby? I'm just trying to lose weight. Well, it is what it is, baby. You're looking kind of thick. Come on over here, daddy, real quick. They need to re-examine their life. I feel you. I feel you on that, Roger Report. We do need to, I was saying a little bit about that earlier, you know, because these are part of the ideologies. One toxic ideology I really don't like is religious. I hate that shit. It's very toxic to me. And what I mean by religious is those people who are toxic people, but God gonna fix it all the time. God gonna always fix it. Oh, I just leave it up to God. No, 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 no. Your issues, your issues are not God related. Your issues are you related. God is not supposed to fix your toxic issues. That's what you're here for. How you gonna break? People talk about breaking generational curses, but you're gonna leave it up to God. No, you gotta break the generational curse. That's your responsibility. That's not God's responsibility. And that bothers me. What up to me? That bothers me. That really bothers me because a lot of times that ideology breeds laziness. If God's gonna fix all your problems, you never have to fix them. You know, people like doing that. I don't like. I don't know why. JW, am I Ethiopian? No, I'm biracial. I'm black and black. Black American and black American. My mama black and my daddy black. Both my grandparents on both sides black. I'm blackity black, black, black. Black, black with a hint of black. Oh shit. Fuck it. Anyway, ADOS. Yeah. The thing about that is, and I can lay back and say this now. when you do that and you put God in charge of all of your mistakes, then how is God powerful? God made you to fix you, but you can't fix your damn self. That don't make no damn sense. Real shit. I feel you. Like that doesn't make sense. I hate that ideology. You know, it's the same thing as when people, I got a medical problem, so I can't do this. How did you get the medical problem? Well, I was doing shit that got me sick, so do the opposite of what got you sick to get healthy. Well, my medical problem won't allow me. Motherfucker, that medical problem, you know, it's weird that your medical problem don't allow you to fix yourself, but you can still do the same shit that got you sick. That ideology don't fly with me. You know what I'm saying? JW, I don't understand how I'm handsome. I really don't. I look the same as I did when I was in high school. And when I was in high school, they told me, you know what I'm saying, I'm black and ugly as ever. However, I ain't never had coochie. But that's not the point. But part of these ideologies, like when you're around people and they vices, you don't have to be that. Yeah, I didn't. I read the whole Bible. I got a Bible and a Quran in the house, and part of having that is also taken into consideration. And I'm sure somebody just messaged me. Part of that is you have to have your own actions. Exactly, dark man. Faith without works is dead. I don't trust your faith if you're not willing to do nothing. I don't trust it. I just can't. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. Because you telling me you don't believe in God. You believe in God like Santa Claus. That's what I was about to say. I don't like, and this might sound weird. I don't like praying over food with people who I don't think have worked on being good people. You want to pray over the food and for God to bless the food, but you don't do the work to make your life a blessing or be a blessing to somebody else. I don't trust that. To me, those are toxic people. Lord, Father, thank you for this food. Thank you for this. Like, what about all that bullshit you doing in your life? Why don't you, won't you acknowledge and pray and thank God for acknowledging that shit? You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to be a toxic person. You don't have to be around toxic people like that. You know. Now, I gotta say this. Jermaine was popping. The other thing, consequences. I'm a big like if you do dirt, you get dirt. I'm a big fan of consequences. If you do good things will happen to you. That's a consequence of doing good things. If you do things the right way, the right thing will happen in the end. That's a consequence of doing things the right way. You don't get to say when these things happen and pay off for you, but they will happen. And that's the same thing with negative things. I don't like people who want to run from consequences. I don't like that. Because that's toxic to me. Because what you're saying is you want all the benefits of life without any of the work that it takes to have these benefits. And you can't take the good with the bad. Now I'm not saying that you're toxic if something bad happens and it aggravates you, because I think that's a human reaction. You're gonna be upset when something negatively happens and it negatively affects you. But when you're around people who negative things keep happening because they keep doing negative things, but they don't want the consequence of it, what's gonna wind up happening is they're gonna bring that negative aspect into your life. Your life, and they're gonna make things in your life negative, and then and they're gonna want you to reap the consequences. Like back in the day, a lot of my friends, Omega, what's popping? It's you, James. You know, I remember people was like, don't this gang banging. Oh, I like them thick. I just saw that mahogany. I like women. I like attractive women. I've been with pretty much the plethora of black women. Call D Darrell? Okay. Well, shit, I'm gonna hit him up on his channel first. Cause you can't. I don't even know if you could do hangouts. I think you can still hit people up on hangouts. I think so. So I'm gonna hit him up on his channel and see if I can hook up with him on hangouts. Uh, when you get, yeah, yeah, but you have to be genuine when you're giving, not just giving to receive. Yeah, you do, but that's part of the consequence. Like a lot of people take this for granted that if something bad happens, if something good happens, we want to say it was hard work, dedication. I'm blessed. I got God's favor. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna hit him up later on the day. I got a bad. I know I gotta hit up somebody. Yosef. I fucking forgot about that a long time ago. I need to hit him up too. Uh, there are more takers than givers, and that's a consequence of of a society of entitlement and laziness. This is why I said at a certain point, those are toxic people. But I can say this: the funny thing about takers is this is why I would rather be a giver than a taker. Yeah, I was supposed to hook up and do a show with him a while back. He emailed me and everything. I couldn't make the day at the last minute, basically, and I forgot about emailing him back. So I gotta apologize to him too. And if you see this, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna hit you up in the email eventually, probably tomorrow or today, and apologize to you about that. You know, part of the thing is now people want to take. I would rather be a giver for this one reason. Givers and takers get old. A giver can give because their work ethic gives them plentiful resources. You know, a taker is normally lazy, so they don't have plentiful resources. They're always looking for a come up. So the older I got, the more takers I saw in life who really just had nothing to offer as an adult. And it's sad to see a bunch of takers as adults because they can't do anything. They can't do anything. You know, and they had that look in their eyes like you owe them something. Truth be told, you don't owe them shit. And the part of the consequences of this, and because I'm even in the manosphere in a quote unquote in a red pill sector, quote unquote, and this is one of the arguments that a lot of brothers have about the ladies, is you got to understand something. As a grown woman, your family don't take care of you, so stop expecting these men that you don't know to be obligated to take care of you when you were raised to not give a damn about men, or you make an excuse not to cater to men. That's a consequence. You know, that's a consequence. This is why you're gonna be by yourself. And I'm single, so I'm by myself. So in that aspect, because I'm not married. But it's a consequence. You got to be able to live with it. I don't like people who can't live with the consequences. You know, there are things that I did in life that the vast majority of things I did in life I'm proud of. Even if I got played, I'm proud of it because I'm in a better space than the people that played me. So obviously I'm the one that's doing something right. But I had to put myself out there to see that. So it was actually good to the people who, damn, yeah, I could see that, Omega. I could see that. Damn. You know, now the last thing about you don't have to be toxic, you have to be around toxic people, is this: you don't have to be the savior. You don't have to be the savior. See, a lot of times when you're around toxic people, they're looking for a savior. They're looking for a bailout plan. They're looking for somebody to come along and whisk them away from all of their toxicity and toxic behaviors. Somebody got to come along and make it right. Somebody owe them to make it right. Somebody need to die on the cross for them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody need to lay on the sword for them. and then when that happens, they gonna just get it right. You don't have to be. You don't be that person, because that's part of where entitlement just goes super left, when you actually think people owe you to throw themselves under the bus for you, when frankly speaking, if you toxic like that, you ain't shit. You want somebody who's actually a good person to give up all of their benefits in life and all their hard work and ethics and even things they may have inherited from their family for you. You want a savior, but you'll never be somebody's savior. You know, and that's a problem. Very problematic, in my opinion. You want a savior, but you never gonna be one. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Uh, the other thing about that also that gets me is, you know, people are suspect when it comes to Bible and biblical terms. There's a point. Jesus didn't want everybody hollering at him and touching him and talking to him because he got tired of being everybody's savior. Because of that, partially of that, everybody wants a savior. You want. And it's toxic to always want somebody to save you. And it's toxic, you know, when you're a savior, if you leave people alone, because if people view you as a savior and you leave them alone because they're toxic, all of a sudden you go from their savior to their arch enemy. So because I'm not going to help you, what exactly? Exactly, Omega. What is it? Pass this cup for me. You know, people. People hate your guts when you say, "Okay, I'm gonna save myself." You know, I'm gonna be a savior, but I'm gonna save me. Cause you gotta love yourself enough to save yourself from your own toxic behavior or others people's toxic behavior that comes into your life. You gotta walk away sometimes. High def, what's popping? You gotta walk away sometimes. And it's no disrespect, but you gonna disrespect yourself by being somebody's savior who ain't shit. Cause ultimately, you can't be a martyr for an asshole. I'm sorry. You gonna give up your life for an asshole? I don't think so. Cause they ain't gonna appreciate it. You know, a lot of times what happens when you're a martyr for somebody who ain't shit, they use that for an ego boost. See, I had people in my life that did this for me. You know, all the people I know do this and they do that, and the people I know, they did this, and I'm accustomed to this style of life because all these people did these things for me. That same person ain't did shit for nobody. Well, and even if they ain't did shit, I can't say they didn't do shit. How can I say this? Uh, when everybody is a savior to you, exactly, it's not abandoning self-preservation. You know, when everybody is a savior for you and you're entitled to being saved, a lot of times it comes off that you wouldn't make that sacrifice for anybody because somehow your common sense kicks in that I ain't doing that for nobody. If you're a person who has an idea that what you're not gonna do for people, you know, because you got standards, you got boundaries, but you're that same person that want all these people to do all these things for you, you're a fucking asshole. Because how you gonna expect the world to do something for you that you ain't gonna do for none of the people in the world? You toxic. You toxic as hell. They owe me. They don't owe you shit. They don't. And people don't like to hear that, but that's the truth. And I'm sorry if I cussed and somebody got some kids listening. I apologize if that's the case. I don't know. But, you can't be everybody's savior, because they're not, what are they going to do? Like, think about it. We talk, is America, Christianity, Jesus Christ. Nobody, the vast majority of Americans living and dead are not going to be sacrificial like Jesus, are not going to be a martyr like Jesus, are not going to be as giving as Jesus, are not going to be as caring as Jesus. You're not. But you want Jesus to intercede for you You're like, ain't that a bitch? When I die, I need Jesus to intercede for me so I can get into heaven. Did you emulate any of the things that Jesus did? Were you as good of a person? Because people forget about this part about God. You're supposed to do greater works than me. So you're supposed to be able, same thing he was telling his disciples, that, they can do better things than he did. You know, for me, yeah. Here's this. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna fall on the spear for her. And what she gonna do? She ain't even gonna pat your ass up. You gonna fall on the spear, bleed all over the place, and is she gonna pat you up? Nah, she not. You know, she gonna close. She gonna stitch you up? No. She gonna take you to the hospital? No. I don't want you bleeding in my car. You know, it's not gonna happen. Yeah. My last man, he fell on the sword for me. What would you do? I left him there. He was such a good man. Oh really? So he fell on the sword for you and you just left him there. Oh okay. So I'm supposed to fall on the sword for you too now, huh? Yeah, because men fall on the sword for me. Yeah. No. Hell no. What kind of man are you? The kind that knows not to help a jerk. Man, you're a jerk. You know, people don't want to take that in consideration. Wakanda forever. But that's a problem. And people don't want to say that that's toxic because you know what happens. And I remember I forgot what movie that was. It used to be a made-for-TV movie where they had a reenactment of Jesus and Satan talking and him showing him the future and saying if you bow to me, all of this will be yours. And he was like, well, this is all my father's anyways, basically. But he was showing Jesus the future, and he was saying, look at all the stuff people gonna do in your name, and it was all some devilish shit. Yeah, and Killmonger shot his old lady, but that was the thing about Killmonger. I mean, even in that movie, Killmonger wanted to be the savior of black people in the world by going to war with the world. But the problem was he went to war with the people that he wanted to save the world. That ain't make no damn sense. That part just didn't make no damn sense. You know, you know even though I get his premise because those very people killed his dad. I get that. So he wanted to really kill two birds with one stone. He wanted to kill Wakanda and white supremacy. You know, but how? you know, how I'm gonna do that? I'm gonna just burn down everything? Not really, bro. Cause you know, what you gonna do? That's toxic. That's very toxic. Um, and I'll say this while I got a little bit of time. Um, the reason why I even thought about this because I was watching clips of was it David is Man or something like that. I guess it's on OWN network, and there was a scene where the mother, I think, what is old girl, the woman, Leela Rashawn was playing the mother, and her daughter, who's grown now, she's playing the grandmother basically, and her daughter, who is a mother now, was were getting into it because she said she let her the mom let her daughter get raped by her dad, and I still hate this. The dad is a racist, not a racist, but a rapist trope in the black community. I mean, that's a fucking lie. Most of the most of these rapes that were not by fathers. They might have been by stepfathers, cousins, and uncles, but not fathers or friends of the family, stuff like that. But it wasn't the father. So this idea that these fathers are out here raping people is bullshit, or were raping people is bullshit. You know, and yeah, but the mother didn't want to. What's up, Big Pope? The mother didn't want to acknowledge that she allowed her daughter to be raped. So they get into an argument, and what wound up happening was, she tells her mother, the reason why you wanted me to be a certain way is because you wanted me to live the life that you didn't live, basically, because she was with her father, because she was married to her husband. She wanted her daughter to live a different life than she did because she didn't like her life. And her mom was like, yeah, basically, this is why I wanted you to abort your kid when you got pregnant, because you was running the streets. So the kid heard it. He was like, I agree with grandma, basically. If you ain't had me, you wouldn't be going through these problems. And what the mother did was slap him. What's up, young Jay? The mother slapped him and was like, you are not a mistake. And here's my problem with that. Who the fuck slaps their kid to tell them that they're not a mistake? That's some toxic ass shit. You and your mom are getting into it. Your son comes in and agrees, though his ideology is stupid. You could have just said, son, you know, you're not a mistake. But to slap the boy in the face, to tell him he's not a mistake, that's some shit. Um, and this is why, brothers be having the issues that we be having as far as entertainment is concerned. Think about this. If a father slapped his daughter to tell her she wasn't a mistake, that would be a problem, right? If a mother slapped her daughter to tell her you're not a mistake, that is not a fucking endearing, loving scene. You know, that's not an endearing, loving scene. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? But he got to get slapped in the face for love. As I don't ever want you to say that again because I love you. Nah, that slap says you don't. You might be offended by what he said, but to slap him for that and tell him you're not a mistake, you basically treated him like you hated him, but you want to tell him you love him. That's bullshit. That's some toxic ass shit. And those are the type of scenarios that if in real life you wonder why your son will leave and never come back because of shit like that. Abusive people are toxic. You know what, Solo? I don't like you right now, bro. I don't like you right now. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about, LC? Like, I be seeing these things, and it's like, that's crazy. That's crazy. The big chick talking about, racism made me fat. The Trump era made me fat. Are you fucking kidding me right now? You toxic as hell. You know. But people go with that dumb stuff, man. And you don't have to be around those people. And you don't have to be that person. You know. So that's just my thoughts, man. Let me get to these Cheez-Its and fire up this grill. And I hate the fact that the Vikings are winning because Solo won't give me hell about this later on today. And I'm gonna message D Darrell right now, fam. So catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Catch you later, KD. Peace. Don't be mad, bro. You know what? I need a drink now. Bye.